In 2013, Illumination Entertainment released the second installment in their Despicable Me franchise, Despicable Me 2. The movie was distributed by Universal Pictures and went on to amass over $970 million worldwide against a $79 million production budget, which in all honesty wasn't that surprising considering what a smash hit the first Despicable Me movie was. Despicable Me 2 follows through with the notorious supervillain Gru and his new life as a renowned family man and business owner. Forced by circumstances, Gru sets out to discover the identity of the notorious Macho after a little push from his associate Lucy Wilde. While the plot of the movie in itself is enough to keep you hooked, many people find an added thrill in Illumination Entertainment's movies with all the Easter eggs scattered throughout the films, and Despicable Me 2 is no different. Does Gru bear an uncanny resemblance to someone? Does someone come to mind when you notice the minions going about their tactics? Are there any references to upcoming Illumination Entertainment movies in Despicable Me 2? Hold on tight, because in today's video we're looking at all the secrets you missed in Despicable Me 2.
Aha! I knew it! You are El Macho!
That's right!
Stylish and sneaky, Margot's t-shirt. Animation houses have kept up a long-standing tradition of referencing upcoming movies in all of their films, and the Despicable Me franchise is no different. In the first movie, we get a glimpse of the animated character the Lorax on Margot's t-shirt. The character would go on to be the main animated character in Illumination Entertainment's Dr. Seuss movie, The Lorax 2 years later. In the second movie, they kept the sneaky references going by featuring another character on Margot's t-shirt. This time, however, the character wasn't anyone we had seen before in other Illumination Entertainment movies. The character was in fact Wangang-kun, a principal character in the Japanese police comedy series Bayside Shakedown. Bayside Shakedown is produced by Fuji Entertainment, a company Illumination Entertainment recently signed a collaborative contract with. The tradition would then go on in the third Despicable Me movie, but we'll let you make the connection there. The minions bear an uncanny similarity. Have you ever wondered how many minions there are in total? 10,400 of them. Now, that's a lot of minions. What's even more surprising is that they're all living in Gru's secret lair, but the architecture of it all is besides the point. Illumination Entertainment had long wanted to create a movie centered around the minions themselves, but there were a few problems that needed to be addressed first. The first and foremost of which was, how would you be able to associate just 3 of them when there are literally tens of thousands of minions? To create a semblance of familiarity with the minions and have them stand out in their own movie, Illumination Entertainment did something clever. What was it? They structured the leading 3 minions, Kevin, Stuart, and Bob, around Gru's 3 adopted daughters, Margot, Edith, and Agnes. We're not talking 100% similar here, but just enough for people to form an association with the leading minions amongst the entire swarm of yellow creatures. Kevin and Margot are both tall and can be seen as the decision makers of the group. Stuart has one eye, which might be a reference to how you can barely see Edith's eyes, and Bob and Agnes are both whimsical and childlike. Plus, Bob can be seen frequently carrying around a stuffed bear with him, which is similar to the toy unicorn that Agnes always carries along with her.
The entire lab just gone. Where did it go?
The minions might be bilingual. The first Despicable Me movie had all the makings of becoming a box office hit. A relatable supervillain, his quest to become a better person, 3 daughters to help him along the road, and not to mention the minions. Fans of the first movie loved the plot just as they loved the minions and their antics throughout it. The minions, as you might recall, were introduced in the first movie as being somewhat mindless followers of supervillains, and in this case they had attached themselves to Gru. But what was of particular interest to viewers was the minions' own special language. The second movie picked up where the first left off, and the minions could again be heard speaking their nonsensical language. Only this time, sharp-eared fans noticed something peculiar. The minions were actually speaking a host of actual languages. We believed that the only word we'd ever be able to decode from the minions' language was banana. But as it turns out, they've actually been speaking several different languages. In the second movie, there were a lot of hints to French and even some languages from Asia. Despicable Me 2 confirmed fan theories that the minions were, in fact, not speaking gibberish. They had their own language, yes, but that language drew from existing languages. Why didn't anyone catch on to this from the first movie? Because the way the minions spoke was combining one word of one language and another from another. The entire sentence, therefore, seemed incoherent.
It's your favorite princess! She's coming! Look!
Gru probably taught the minions English. In the first Despicable Me movie, we noticed the minions fantasizing about bananas like it was something they had never seen before. In the second movie, they kept up with their love for the fruit and even picked up on a few more words from the English language. Now, the minions are known for being followers, as in they've been depicted as following supervillain after the next throughout history. Obviously, they must have had their own language to communicate with one another, but they definitely picked up on others while they were in different parts of the world. For example, they picked up on French when they were with Napoleon, which might lead one to believe that these beloved yellow beings probably picked up on English by following Gru around.
Lucy? Well, that's impossible. She's on her way to Australia.
Gru in Spy vs. Spy. Pointy-nosed, supervillainous, and perfectly hilarious Gru seems like a character that was designed specifically for Despicable Me. And while no one can negate the fact that the supervillain is perfect for this role, some eagle-eyed fans realized that Illumination Entertainment probably drew on inspiration from other sources to conceptualize Gru. The most apt character they could think of that bore the most resemblance to Gru was from a comic strip character in the 1960s. The strip was titled Spy vs. Spy. It featured two spies that would always be on each other's back and try to foil the other's evil schemes. The strip featured no words but was immensely popular. This theory was brought on after the second Despicable Me movie and was then cemented by the third installment when we find that Gru's brother is a white-clad supervillain, the second spy in Spy vs. Spy.
A jujitsu, Krav Maga, Aztec warfare, and crumpin'.
Referencing the 1960s. In 1964, Stanley Kubrick released Dr. Strangelove, also known as How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. The movie was a black comedy film that referenced the Cold War and featured several hilarious characters all engaged in their own antics. The movie was pretty popular for its time and went on to receive praise from critics. In Despicable Me 2, we're introduced to Gru's latest target, a man named El Macho, who had long been believed to have died. How did he die? He had strapped himself onto a bomb, then rode a shark and, well, died. El Macho is the story's lead antagonist, but the manner of his death bears an uncanny similarity to a popular plotline in Dr. Strangelove. From 1964 to 2013, Illumination made sure to pay homage to an American classic.
You have not lost your touch, my friend.
All the movie references you probably missed. Animated movies are known for bringing about comedy in one way or another. While the cast and storyline of Despicable Me 2 is enough to get you to roll off of your chair and laugh out loud, the movie also references several other movies in a comedic manner that leaves you laughing and pretty impressed. Here are just a few of the movie references you probably missed. Lucy Wilde is voiced by Kristen Wiig, who also played Annie in Bridesmaids. As Lucy, Wiig is seen running a bakery and making cupcakes much like Annie. Gru's motorcycle resembles a vehicle owned by Batman and is seen coming out of an underground lair similar to the superheroes. Gru pulls out jars from his face, much like Steve Carell's character in Get Smart. One of the twins from Meet the Robinsons is seen as Lucy is leaving the plane. Edith says Gru resembles Gollum from Lord of the Rings. Two characters who resemble Dora and Diego are seen at the Cinco de Mayo celebration. And lastly, at the end of Despicable Me 2, when the credits are rolling, we see an audition run by the Minions, probably to reference the upcoming Minions movie. Did you know Despicable Me 2 had all these secrets carefully placed in the plot? Are there any secrets we missed out that you caught on in the movie? Be sure to let us know in the comments down below.
I don't think so, Miss Lady.